Shalom Chaverim. This weekend marks an important time on our Jewish and American calendars. On the secular calendar, of course, we celebrate Labor Day. And on the Jewish calendar, we celebrate Rosh Chodesh Elul, the new month of Elul. Now, Labor Day was promoted by labor unions in the late 19th century to celebrate the contribution of workers to the prosperity, strength, and security of America. Rosh Chodesh Elul tells us that we're 1 month away from Rosh Hashanah. It begins a time of introspection as we prepare for a new year. Given the confluence of these 2 days, I think that it's the perfect time to reflect on the employee-employer relationship. Put simply, Labor Day asks us to consider the rights of workers. Rosh Chodesh Elul asks us to consider their duties. On Labor Day, we recall the Torah's commandments directed to employers. They're called upon to treat their workers with respect, to pay wages regularly and on time, to provide a safe working environment and time off. We read, for example, in the book of Exodus, 6 days shall you work, but the seventh is a day of rest for you, your family, your workers, and your flock. On Rosh Chodesh Elul, we ask, have we brought our best selves to work? Do we use our time wisely? In his Laws of Hiring, Rambam writes, just as the employer is enjoined not to deprive the poor worker of his hire or withhold it when it's due, so is the worker enjoined not to deprive the employer of the benefit of his work by frittering away his time and thus wasting the whole day. Indeed, the worker must be punctilious in the matter of time and work with all of his might. V'ken chayav lavod b'kol kocho. I imagine that if the Rambam had lived today, he might challenge us by asking, how much time do you spend on Facebook or on personal calls when really you should be working? I know that I sometimes do. By the same token, we live at a time when we're always readily accessible, when customers expect immediate answers. How often do we answer emails and calls when we're at home or even on vacation? I know I sometimes do. Over this long weekend, and as we begin this month of personal reflection, workers might ask themselves, am I working b'kol kochi, with all of my might and with my full attention and my best efforts? Are there ways I might improve? Employers might ask themselves, am I appropriately honoring and appreciating my employees? How might I improve? In the Torah, we're commanded 6 days shall you work, and the seventh rest. Shesha yamim yavod uvayom hashvi'i tishbot. In other words, work is not just necessary, it's a mitzvah, it's a divine commandment. When we apply ourselves honestly to our work, and when our employers honor our efforts, we create a healthy and a holy work environment. In the process, we become God's partner in the ongoing work of creation, and thus bring goodness to our world.